Hey, it's Lou Bortone. How you doing? I wanted to share with you a brief presentation or overview on a few things within AI because a lot of buzzwords have been bandied about, like vibe coding and agentic AI. So I want to demonstrate the difference between a custom GPT versus vibe coding versus agentic AI. Now, sometimes these terms are confused or used interchangeably. So I'm going to share my screen and show you what's what. I'm calling this From Chat to Chores, 3 ways to put AI to work for you today. So now I don't know how many of you folks watching this have been using ChatGPT, probably everybody, or how many have been making custom GPTs within ChatGPT versus how many have AI actually doing the work while you sleep. And these 3 questions are basically what we're going to look at because the way AI works, or a few of the ways AI works, is one does the thinking, those are like custom GPTs. One builds the tools, and that is sort of the vibe coding piece. And then one runs the whole show, and that is when we get more into agentic AI. So the very first thing we're going to take a quick look at are custom GPTs. This is kind of entry level stuff. And what you can do within ChatGPT is basically a custom GPT is a ChatGPT with a specific job description. So you configure it once and you can use it forever. So the difference between a regular, going on ChatGPT is if you say write a promotional email, you're just going to get something generic. If you create a custom GPT that knows your voice and audience and tone, you're going to use the same prompt and get a much, much better output because you're using a custom GPT that's been programmed with your voice and tone. And you can create custom GPTs for just about anything. I'll show you real quick. Go to a different screen and show you. So for instance, on the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see all my custom GPTs, and I've got a bunch of them. This particular one is called the AI Today engine. So I programmed this so that anytime I go in here and prompt, it's going to create the copy for my AI Today podcast and newsletter. And I've already got some prompts in here, like create today's newsletter, what's new in the world of AI. And I'm going to show you, hopefully, how this works in real time. So we're in ChatGPT. These are my custom GPTs here. In this case, I'm going to go to the AI Today engine. I've got a whole bunch of different GPTs, and other people can make them, and then you can include them, like the AI Success Club has their own here. And I can save that. I've got one for creating lovable prompts. This one is for the AI Today engine. So now I can go into this custom GPT, which I've already created, and say, create today's newsletter. And it knows what to look for. It knows where to go. And it's going to give me a tool, a tip, and a trend, because that's what I programmed it for the AI Today newsletter. So the trend is YouTube is pushing harder on auto dubbing, why it matters. The tip is here, and it's also going to give me a tool along with other stuff here, like some images and things I can explore further. So just with that one custom GPT, I was able to create all this stuff pretty much on the fly. So if you want to create your GPT, you can create one here or edit one here, and you'll go here and you'll just see this is what I use to create my GPT. And on the right-hand side, you'll see what it looks like when it's done. So I can go and say what's new in the world of AI video, and it's going to look for the sources that I put in here and the rules that I gave it and create that right off the bat here. So that is a custom GPT. Pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to go back to my presentation for a moment. Where my slides go? Now, similar to a ChatGPT custom GPT, you can also create gems, which are similar. And this is if you are in the Google or Gemini ecosystem or workspace, you'll see here that within Gemini, I created gem managers or gems. And I created a couple. One's called the Podcast Promo Pack. One's called the YouTube Optimizer. This is great for any repetitive tasks that you want to more or less automate. So for instance, every week when I release my AI Today podcast on Tuesdays, I have to let the guests know that their episode is airing live that day. And I want to give them some promo materials if they decide to promote their appearance on the AI Today podcast. So the podcast promo pack, which I created as a gem, will create an email to the guest. In this case, this week was Jen. So it's going to create that email that I can send to her along with swipe copy or promos. All this was generated by the Gemini gem. So I could just copy and paste this and send the entire thing to Jen. So she'll have all her resources for this week's episode. Say next week when another podcast comes out, I'll do the same thing. All I have to do is upload the audio podcast to the gem, and the gem kicks out the email that I send to the guest and all of their specific swipe copy. So that is Gemini Gems, which, by the way, I'm using the free version of that, so it's still pretty robust. So when do you use custom GPTs? It's when you have the same kind of content or output that you use repeatedly, like weekly newsletter in your voice or social posts for specific platforms or client proposals or video scripts, anything that is sort of a repetitive task that you want to automate. Now, the only drawback with custom GPTs is it only works when you prompt it. It's reactive, not autonomous. So that means this is not going to automatically spit out the information for Jen's newsletter in this gem unless I go in and say, here's this week's episode and upload it, and then it'll pull that information from the episode. So you have to trigger the GPT. It only works when you prompt it. Vibe coding, on the other hand, is a little bit of a different story. And I'm sure you've heard this kind of a big buzzword about creating apps using just your voice. And the cool thing about vibe coding is you describe what you want in plain English and AI builds the software or website. So in the past, you would have to, if you wanted to create an app, you'd have to hire a developer, wait several weeks, pay thousands of dollars. With the new vibe coding apps, you just describe it, watch AI build it, and use it same day. What I use to create apps and for vibe coding for the most part is Lovable. And Lovable is really cool because, as you can see, I've created dozens of different apps or websites. This is not so much for mobile apps, but for desktop apps. So in this case, I created all kinds of cool little apps, and I'll show you how to create those, or I'll show you so I'm going to jump over to Lovable just to show you a few of the cool things you can do there. So here's my Lovable. You basically just start to describe the app that you want to create. And as you can see, I've done numerous apps. In one case, there was a conference coming to my hometown of Portsmouth, and a lot of folks were hitting me up because I live in Portsmouth and say, where should we eat? Where should we go? So I, within Lovable, created this cool little where should we eat in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. And again, I'm just describing what I want over here in the left-hand column, and the app is giving me all this cool stuff. Now, in this case, we created some filters here. So maybe you want something that's a lively place or Mexican, and it's going to give you all the restaurants based on the filters. And the cool thing about this is if they have a website, you can go right to their website. So it's going to give you an overview of all the different places where you can eat, and where available, it'll even take you to that website. So this was a vibe coding app that I created, as you can see here, with Lovable. I've done dozens and dozens of these apps or websites, I guess you could call them. In this case, it's a web-based app. So the other one that is brand new, that is actually a paid monthly membership, is the AI Playground. So the AI Playground is a site or app that folks who are members can go to. This is just $11 a month. So every month they get a new series of not just prompts, but video scripts and ideas. So in this case, you get a quick win idea. If you need more details, you click the step-by-step guide, and it's going to give you all the step-by-step instructions. It gives you a customizable video script, or when you finish, you get a little surprise. Again, if you want to customize this video script, you can do that, because within the playground, what you can do is set up your brand voice. So you set up tone, and once you have your brand voice, anything you do within the AI playground will be customized to that brand voice. So every week you get a prompt. You can either copy it or customize it for your brand, or show a step-by-step guide that shows you exactly what to do. So within the AI playground, I built this app in Lovable, and folks can go here at the beginning of every month. They get a new series of ideas and prompts. And when you join the AI playground for $11 a month, you also get instant access to 99 ready-to-use prompts here. So you can see prompts in all different categories and niches and all different kinds of variety of really cool, awesome prompts, tried and true prompts that you can customize, copy, and paste into your favorite LLM. So that's the AI playground. The entire thing was created inside of Lovable. I'm always updating it and enhancing it. But the basic idea is every month you'll have ideas, scripts, and prompts ready to go. So it's perfect if you're just dipping your toes into the AI waters, or if you want to sort of upgrade and up-level your AI content creation. It's going to give you the scripts, the ideas, the prompts, the whole deal. So that's just a little bit of what you can do with the Lovable app. They have a pretty generous free version that you can use to try out and create apps. And the paid version starts at $25 a month. And again, for the amount that I'm using it, that makes total sense for me. One of the other things I did in Lovable was I created a gear guide. And again, the software did all the fancy design behind the scenes. I just pretty much told it what to do, and then I update it and say, hey, by the way, put a logo here, or make this color, or make that color. In addition, I created another really cool app called 12 Days of AI Tools. And again, Lovable does all the design and the fonts. You can customize it as much as you want. But you can see that you can create some really cool web-based apps using Lovable. So again, I'm not writing code. I'm just talking like I would tell a developer, make that button bigger, change this color, add a thank you message. That's it. That's vibe coding. You talk and the app creates the tool or app for you. So you can use this for landing pages, web pages, calculators for your niche, maybe simple apps for your business needs, or even prototypes if you're building something more advanced. Before you hire developers, you can give them a good roadmap, and you can do all kinds of stuff here. I've got this directory. I've got this, as I use the 12 Days of AI Tools as a lead magnet. I'll show you that real quick. So this was the 12 Days of AI Tools that I built inside of Lovable as a lead magnet. And you can see for each of the 12 days, there's a little box. When you open it, it makes a fun little sound. And it takes you to the tool, gives you a quick overview, like in this case, Sora, a link right to the site, and a companion video for each of the days and each of the tools. So, just open up the tool. This one's 11 Labs. You can watch the video, or you can go straight to the website. So this is, in a way, it's kind of another directory. And this was a lead magnet or freebie that I used in December for the 12 Days of AI Tools, all made with Lovable. You can do all kinds of cool things. I've got video planners. This one's more interactive, like a quiz that will give you a video plan based on the answers you put in here. So all kinds of cool stuff like that you can do with Lovable without having to know any code, without having to understand any of that back end stuff. The only catch with vibe coding is once it's built, it just sort of just sit there. I mean, you have to have a human in the loop, and it doesn't do anything automatically. If you want to totally automate something, then you have to look at AI agents. And this is kind of the next step or the next level. Now, I'm still learning about AI agents. I just want to show you this is really where the leverage happens, because it's very automated and for the most part, pretty hands-off, because agents complete the entire workflow without you, not just one task, the whole chain. So this is about as hands-off as you can get once you create it. So in other words, if you are You can create an agent that when you post a YouTube video, it pulls quotes, creates a Twitter thread, writes LinkedIn posts, schedules, monitors, replies. So all you did was post the YouTube video and the agent did all the other tasks automatically. Same thing if maybe you have a lead follow-up. So someone downloads your lead magnet and you want to send them a PDF, then wait 2 days, then see if they opened it. This is something that you can also do with an agent. Similar to if you're using like Go High Level or Infusionsoft and you're creating funnels and steps, it's the same type of thing. What this looks like is it's kind of like a visual workflow builder. And the tool of choice for this one, and there are several, is the one I like, is make.com. So I can tell make.com when someone fills out my contact form, send them a welcome email and add them to my CRM. And Make will build that for you. So each box here is a simple action. You can see the little boxes over here. You see the whole process mapped out, no coding. You just connect the boxes. So in this case, I'll go back to make.com and show you real quick. This is the make.com home screen. I'm using the free version here. But the cool thing about this is you can create different scenarios and build out your automations. You can find some videos here, but create your connections. But the real cool thing about this is that make.com has dozens of pre-built templates or pre-built agents. So you can go through here and anything that you may need may also be in the templates here. So you pick one of these, maybe you want your emails to go to Telegram or whatever scenario you want. You basically go into the templates and find it. And if not, you can build your own. So all kinds of different connections you can make here and agentic AI that will do the work for you. This is fully automated. So once you set it up, it runs, and that's the deal. Let me go back to the slides for a moment to explain this a little bit differently. So the thing is, with the old automation, you'd have to do like sort of a, if this happens, then do that. With the AI agent, it analyzes the situation, it decides the best action and executes it, and it learns along the way. So, for example, it doesn't just forward all emails, it reads them, understands the context, and responds appropriately or flags them for you. So this is a great way to do lead follow-up sequences, social media, client onboarding workflows, routine customer questions. If you do it manually and repeatedly, then Make can handle it. And there are other tools that exist for this. You may have heard of Zapier Central. That's one's really pretty easy and they've been around for a while. I like make.com because it's very visual and I can see what it's doing. Another one's called Relevance AI. But with make.com, as you can see here, they do have a pretty robust free version. And the great thing about this is even the paid versions start at just $9 a month or $16 a month. And you get access to all the templates. Again, this one, summarize emails with Gmail and OpenAI, and then send it on Slack. So you can see this is the trigger event. This is what starts the process. And then the rest of it is automated. And they call it a GPT framework, which is get, which is like the trigger, prompt, and transfer. So you're starting with something like a form or a Gmail, and then you're prompting it with ChatGPT or Gemini, and then you're getting it to go to HubSpot or Slack or whatever. So there are all kinds of different scenarios. It's very visual. As you can see, you are basically just moving the pieces around until the automation is the way that you want it. So a new blog article does a LinkedIn post, a Twitter post, and an Instagram post, and then it saves the social post to a content calendar. All this is automated. This is make.com. Another one is Zapier Central. And again, this has a lot of existing setups that you can use here. The deal with the agents is they're not totally perfect. So start small. Don't try to do everything all at once. Do one workflow, monitor it, build trust gradually, build it as you go. So remember, if you are looking for consistent output every time, then you can create a custom GPT, like a newsletter in your voice or my AI Today podcast info. If you want to build a custom tool like an ROI calculator, then vibe coding is probably the way to go with tools such as Lovable or N8N. And if you need an entire workflow automated, then you want AI. So maybe you're doing a lead nurture series or something. And this is much more automated, and that is with tools such as Zapier and Make. Here's a lovely little quick reference here. Same output repeatedly, custom people or multi-step workflow, you want an AI agent. So these get more complicated sort of as you go through them, but they're all really useful. And then you'll know, okay, if you're repeating the same kind of content, then a custom GPT or Gemini Gem will do the trick. If you need a tool that your business doesn't have, you can try the Lovable free tier, which is very generous. And if you're doing the same multi-step process over and over, you can look at Make or Zapier Central to find what you need. So custom GPTs think for you, vibe coding builds it for you, and agents do the work for you. So you can see this is a good way to stop chatting and start delegating. I also created this little infographic that gives you really what the difference is between custom GPTs, vibe coding, and agents. So think of custom GPTs as the thinker, think of vibe coding as the builder, and AI agents as the doer. I hope that is helpful. I do an AI podcast every single Tuesday, and you can check that out. We have really cool guests every week talking about this kind of stuff. And I also have something called the AI Playground, which not coincidentally, I created this app inside of Lovable. And this is a monthly $11 a month membership. So for $11, you get the prompt vault, new prompts every month, video scripts, etc. So that's at loubortone.com/AIP. That's the AI Playground. It's really affordable. It's a great way to dip your toes in the water when it comes to AI or get to the next level. Hundreds of prompts you can use that changes and updates every single month. All right. If you need to get in touch with me, visit loubortone.com. If you'd like my free AI video visibility playbook, that's at loubortone.com/freebie. Or if you'd like to check out the AI Playground, which is pretty awesome, go to loubortone.com/AIP. It's just $11 a month or $111 a year. And you get all kinds of cool content and prompts to stay up to date and ahead of the curve when it comes to AI. That's it for now. If you have any questions, give me a shout. Hope this has been helpful, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.